CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, a gruesome discovery in Miami Gardens. Investigators say the body of a man was found near a canal with multiple gunshot wounds. His hands tied behind his back and his face covered with plastic. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor is at the scene with what we know so far.
Naja, the body was found in the banks of this canal right here before 9 a.m. Single family homes are only steps away from this scene. But first, right now, we're going to take you to Chopper 4 video so that you can take a closer look. According to police, it was the body of a black male, not only shot several times, but also his hands were tied behind his back and face covered with a plastic bag. The area is 3900 block of 207th Drive. It was one of the neighbors who discovered the body. She called 911, while others who live in the area still cannot believe someone was seemingly murdered close to their houses.
It was really shocking to find something like that, you know? You never expect that, especially like here.
Coming up at 5 p.m., we talked to that woman who called 911, and we have the reaction of a lot more neighbors. We are in Miami Gardens. Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look outside, all of South Florida is feeling the heat, and the hot temperatures are here to stay. It is brutal out there. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera joins us now with a look ahead to our Mother's Day weekend.
Still looking hot, Naja, here. 93 degrees so far. In fact, we may have hit 94. That would have tied the record high for today. We'll wait for the Weather Service report here, but it feels with the humidity like 97 degrees at this hour here. So it is a steamy day, no question about it. And we talk about temperatures that stretch across the peninsula here in the low 90s. We're at 92 in Fort Lauderdale. The one spot that is cooler here with the water around you is the Keys, and we're in the mid 80s there. So no record highs for you, but there it is. The feels like number at 103 degrees in Fort Lauderdale, 97 in Miami, and 98 in Homestead. And that is just going to set up a very steamy evening here if you're stepping outside. And again, we are bone dry. There's not much in the way of cloud cover even there, with temperatures in the upper 80s to mid 80s by the time we get to midnight. We are looking at a two-pronged heat wave here. We're going to have the first one underway, continues and peaks tomorrow with temperatures at 95. We come down for Mother's Day, and we'll have a nice little respite here for Monday and Tuesday before we not just get back into the heat, but crank it up even more. We're talking 96, and that 96 is going to be dangerous for next Wednesday because that's going to come with even higher humidity. So I think the feels like numbers could be right around 105 to 110. So we'll get ready for that. We get through some summers without hitting 95. We're about to do that twice in 7 days in May. So that is setting us up for quite a stretch here. So hot and dry, we have this frontal boundary. That is the one that's going to bring us at least temperatures. We'll knock those back out to the upper 80s, back down to the upper 80s and low 90s for Mother's Day, mainly dry. I think the best shot of seeing any shower or thunderstorm will be on a Saturday afternoon, and then a lot more coverage here, daily rounds heading into next week as that moisture begins to come back at us here. But the problem is that moisture comes with humidity, and with those temperatures I just showed you, that's why we're going to have that really nasty combo. There is your Saturday. Again, rain chance right around 20%. If we get a couple of cells here, that would be it. And then for Mother's Day, I think we'll have even less coverage, sunny skies, and then by the afternoon with a breeze coming in, a couple of inland showers are possible, but really not much in between here. As we check in on the 7-day forecast, there is the heat for the weekend, mid 90s, 91 for Mother's Day. We dip down into the upper 80s to around 90, and then we swing right back up there into extreme heat for next week.
All right, Ivan, thank you. The owner of a quadplex is working with investigators right now. His property burnt down. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner explains his concerns.
The owner of the complex, busy dealing with insurance and investigators, did not want to go on camera, but he did tell me that just a matter of days ago, there were people living here in this complex. He kicked them out. So now he believes arson could be involved with this fire, but the fire department wanted to make it clear it's still under investigation.
Well, my unit's in the back, see? Right between the two buildings, the back.
Veteran Carlos Contreras lives feet away from this building that lit up the night sky.
Waiting for the lady knocking at everybody's door. Fuego, fuego, you know, fire, fire. I hear fire. I walked out my back door, for sure.
His daughter took this video, afraid the flames would hop over to them.
Because of the breeze, I said, well, if the wind hits a tree, I got banana trees, I got dry leaves, and a fence that's old wood. In one little piece, it was sparks flying all over the place.
Up until a few days ago, he said people did live in the building.
There was party.
But when fire rescue arrived on scene, taking this video along the way, they said the building was unoccupied.
Firefighters immediately began to work. They extinguished the blaze and got it under control in about 30 minutes. They also conducted searches to determine if there was victims inside, which we discovered that it was an unoccupied structure at this time.
The owner of the fourplex shared this photo with me, flames ripping through the windows. He did not want to do an interview, but said he believes the fire started in Unit 1, where he had just kicked tenants out several days ago. The building is a total loss. Again, the fire is still under investigation. I was also told that electrical may have been turned off at the time, so the fire department is collecting samples out here to send to a lab to see if there were any accelerants involved. In Allapattah, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
We have an update now on a story that we first broke yesterday. A North Carolina woman is behind bars this afternoon. It's following a chase that ended in a retention pond near Doral. 27-year-old Melina Logan faces charges for grand theft and battery of an officer. Witnesses saw Logan park this U-Haul truck at the Palmetto Bay Honda dealership. Miami-Dade police say that she test drove a silver car, waited for that salesman to get out first, and then sped off. Officers say she refused to stop and hit 4 cars on the Palmetto Expressway. That's when she jumped into a pond. She was later taken into custody. The Air and Sea Show takes flight in Fort Lauderdale this weekend. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray gives us the details.
The Fort Lauderdale Air Show is back this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, a big lineup. We talked to the Fort Lauderdale fire chief about beating the heat.
Start to become thirsty, it's already too late. First thing you do when you get up in the morning, you should start drinking water, start hydrating yourself, and continue that throughout the day.
Coming up on CBS Miami, we'll tell you about where to park and closures.
When we come back, Apple responds after they say an ad missed the mark. Stay with us.
For many, this Broward community is paradise. Others see something different. They called us looking for help.
Why don't they provide evidence that the money is there, that they're looking after it? What are they hiding?
You have nothing to hide.
Absolutely zero.
They're concerned about how money is spent. The governing body says they're clean as a whistle.
If there's something to hide, the lawyer would not let you be talking to them.
I'm Joan Murray, and I'm looking into this community controversy Monday at 5:30.
Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Former President Donald Trump's so-called hush money trial wrapped up its 3rd week of testimony. Prosecutors plan to call their key witnesses to the stand on Monday. CBS News Miami's Bradley Blackburn reports from New York.
Former President Donald Trump left the New York courtroom Friday, where testimony in his criminal case wrapped up for the week.
It's not a case, there's no crime.
Inside, prosecutors seem to be building up to their key witness, Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, who is expected to testify Monday.
I think that Michael Cohen's testimony will be fire and brimstone. It will be something to behold both during direct and cross-examination.
A paralegal for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office introduced a set of exhibits Friday depicting allegedly falsified records connected to Trump's payments to Cohen. Prosecutors say the money was to reimburse Cohen for the $130,000 he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election to buy her silence about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee denies any wrongdoing.
He was a lawyer, not a fixer, he was a lawyer. Legal expense to a lawyer, they called it legal expense. They said it was marked incorrectly. What else would you call it?
Prosecutors said Friday that it's possible they will rest their case by the end of next week. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
CIA Director Bill Burns and negotiators for Israel and Hamas have all left Cairo. That's after ceasefire negotiations fell apart. CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand explains what happened from Washington, D.C.
The latest round of ceasefire talks have wrapped up with no deal in sight.
How do you see this eventually ending?
It's sad because time is not on the side of the hostages. People are hoping there'll be a deal, and the United States is hoping. We're hoping there's a deal. Hostages, a pause. You know, that was our view in the United States, and now that is very much, you know, under serious doubt right now.
The stalled negotiations raise the possibility of military action heating up in Rafah as the UN warns of a worsening humanitarian crisis in the southern Gaza city.
Around 100,000 Palestinians are moving north from Rafah, yet humanitarian partners have no tents or food stores left in South Gaza.
The UN's relief agency says aid workers are not seeing supplies coming in, with the Rafah crossing closed and Kerem Shalom crossing not functioning.
What we are seeing is people are scared, people are moving, and they're worried about what's coming for them in the future.
Israel has vowed to push ahead in Rafah. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to Dr. Phil about the military operation.
We've destroyed about 20 battalions of the Hamas's 24 terrorist battalions. We have another 4 to go there in Rafah, and that's why we want to go into Rafah, because we can't leave them there.
Israel's military spokesman says the Biden administration's decision to withhold offensive weapons will not impact Israel's military plans in Rafah. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Apple now apologizing for a controversial new ad. It shows dozens of creative tools being crushed by a massive hydraulic press. They're then replaced by the new iPad Pro. Some people have said it's disrespectful to creative equipment and mocks the creators. Apple will not be running the ad on TV. This Sunday is Mother's Day, and the anchor moms of CBS News Miami are getting together to talk about motherhood. Tune in for our streaming special. We candidly discuss everything from juggling work and home life to solutions that we use to make things easier that might work for you. That's tonight at 6:30, then again on Sunday at 9 a.m. and noon on the CBS Miami app, cbsmiami.com, and Pluto TV. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great Friday.